Hello again, everyone. I'm Robert from Frame 316 Media, and I'm going to be doing a shorter video today because this is a topic that resonates with me. If you have been in this channel for quite some time now, I do a lot of creative related content, storytelling, uh, mostly focused on video. But for this episode, I'm going to talk about the creative work, something that a lot of creatives would probably encounter, in different scenarios. So what I want to talk about now is when do you say no to a project or to a client? Okay, first, before I talk about that, let me just start with is it worth saying no to a project? Specifically, if you are a small business owner or, like a one man creative and you're just trying to build your portfolio and then just be in a position where you can earn enough, to sustain what you want to do with your life. So is it worth saying no to clients or to projects? In my experience, having been given the opportunity to do this in different scales, small and big, and also has given me opportunity to travel the world and do a lot of work for different people. I would say that yes, it's worth saying no, but it depends on what your priorities are. What your goal is, because the only valid reason to say no is when a project or a video or creative project, whatever that is, if it takes out the joy in your heart, it's not worth doing it again. So, saying no to a project or to a client should be based on what we have experienced, before that specific offer. For example, you have worked with this client before, and the experience was not really positive, to say. So the next time that client would approach you, you are in a position to say no, but you have to do it in a way that is not offending, but with more clarity and in an objective way. Uh, some creatives would find a lot of excuses like, I cannot do that right now because I'm busy. But yeah, it's up to you. Your depends on your ability, to navigate around that scenario. But when do you say no to a project is, as a creative, you would know it. If there's no more joy, if the money or the value, monetary value of that project is not enough, or it's becoming the only reason while you're doing something. When it's just gets to that point that you just want to do it because you need money, because you need project, that's probably a good sign that that is not the right project for you. You could there are scenarios that would allow you to, like, let me just do this as a learning process, but that's really dangerous because creative people needs to be always motivated. Coming from, and from that motivation, there has to be some sort of joy when we do our work, when we do our project. So if 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 that joy is not there anymore, then saying no is the right way to do it. Another thing that can come up to my mind is, if you are very particular about your integrity as a creative person, uh, you definitely have to say no to projects when you don't have enough time to do it. Because that's another side of the coin. Let's say you only have the capacity to do, let's say, 3 projects a month, but you receive a lot of phone calls, and you tell yourself, it would not hurt if I add 3 more projects. So now you will be working with 6 projects. So that your integrity as a creative comes into play. Definitely, I mean, different scenarios, but definitely the value or the quality of your work would suffer if you only are capable of doing 3 projects a month and then you take in double that amount of work. I think it's better if you just say no. It's either you say no to that project, or you defer it, or you outsource it, and just be honest with the client that and tell them, I can take it, but I would need to form a team for this, and the budget might change a bit. So if the client is okay with that, then I think you could proceed to work on the project. And then lastly, when do you say no to a project or a client is if it's not aligned to your goal as a person, as a brand. Whether you're a freelancer or whether you're a freelancer or as an established small business, you need to have goals. And whatever you will be doing needs to be aligned to that goals. And if a project contradicts your value as a creative, contradicts your goals as a creative person, it doesn't matter the amount of money that you're going to get. Being aligned to your goal is priceless. It results to a lot of more quality work. It results to the longevity. You can do this for like 10, 20, 30 years down the road. And I think in my opinion, in my experience, doing one project that is not aligned to your values, that is not aligned to your goals as a creative person, would have consequences, different consequences for different people, for different scenarios. But the most important thing is make sure everything that you're going to be doing, the phone calls that you're going to be receiving, the projects or the contracts that you're going to be signing, it has to be aligned to your values, to your goal as a creative person. So that's just a very quick, episode for today. I hope as a creative person, whether you're a big or a small company, these 3 things, can help you determine when it's time to say no, when it's a better option to what do you call this, to defer a project. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you today, and I hope that help you, whether you're a big company or a small company. I hope you would have that idea of knowing when to say no and how to say no, and it all boils down on what you really want to do as a creative. So because we have different goals, we have different strategies, and yeah, that's something that would really help you as a creative in the long run. So thank you for watching. If you find value in this video, please don't forget to subscribe, and please free to share this video to your friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching today's video, and if you find any value in the video that you have seen, please make sure to subscribe and share this video to your colleagues and your friends who would benefit in the area of storytelling, because everything starts from where you are right now. It only takes creating one better story at a time. See you in the next videos.